Hi there, it's Sam from poodles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today and for joining me in SpringWatch. 14 video projects coming out to you back to back for 2 weeks, all focusing on the spring summer catalogue and a little bit of celebration too. And this is today's project. It is a windowed box with chocolates, love heart chocolates inside. And it's just charming. So there's all the little chocolates inside. There's loads of them. I think I fitted 15 in there. And it's windowed as well. Hopefully you can see the reflection on there. So there's a little bit of stitched die cutting going on. Beautiful paper. I just love it. So I'm going to show you how to make it. The suite that it is from is the All My Love suite, which is right at the front of the catalogue. And it's a 2-page suite. So it's all of this and this as well. And actually, although I'm using the paper from here, I'm actually using these elements here. So the die cut shapes, the die cutting comes out of this one, out of these dies even, I can't speak, and the stamping is there. So let me show you how to make it. So you need a piece of paper that is 7.5 by 6 inches, which is 19 by 15 centimetres. Don't worry about writing anything down, it's all on my blog, so you just click open the description bar here and you will see it there, direct link to this project. Okay, so on the long side, the 7.5 inch side, score it at 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 1/4 and 7 inches, which in metric is 4.5, 9, 13.5 and 18. And then turn it round and score it at 1 3/4, 4 1/4 and 5.5 inches, and again in metric 4.5, 11 and 14. Okay, so I'm going to burnish this before I do the die cutting so that I can see what I'm doing, so that you can see what I'm doing. So burnish all the score lines. You don't have to put the die cut window in. I like it because it gives you sort of like a little sneak peek of what's inside, and obviously it's got Valentine chocolates in. Now obviously because I'm British and I'm European, we don't really do Valentines for anybody other than our husbands, wives, spouses, partners. You know, we don't give Valentines out to other people, but I kind of like the idea of it. And you know, it's not particularly a thing that's done in our schools here either. But I kind of, like I say, I do like the idea of it. Okay, so you can see how I've scored now. That little shallow one I went back on itself because obviously that's this little top here. And what I want to do is trim and snip, and then you will be able to see where to put your die cutting in, or your dies in. So just a little teeny whisper off there, and then remove this rectangular piece, the small bit, and then cut up. Now, finished dimensions of this box, 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and then 2.5 to that point there, which in metrics 4.5 by 4.5 by 6.5 to that bit. Obviously you can fit a few more chocolates in. I've rammed that absolutely stuffed full. But if whatever you're putting inside is square and solid, that's the tallest part. Okay, so let me get my dies out. It's a lovely, lovely set, really pretty. Look how gorgeous and lush all those are. We've got roses and beautifully ornate flowers and trims and edges and hearts, and just gorgeous. Actually, I'm pinching this one here. So it fits beautifully. You can die cut 2 shapes. And obviously I'm going to come back and do some more die cutting. And where you want to die cut really is away from this one and this one. So either of the 2 middle ones, the choice is yours. I'm going for this one. So what I'm going to do is I've got my magnetic platform, and it will fit just, and I'm going to pop that off to one side, and it's going to jump about, which I don't want it to do. I'll start at the bottom and onto there. Let's grab my big shot. should have die cut one out. And as it happens, that's stitched edged. But we don't want to, I don't need that right now. And then I'm going to see if this will let me get another one in. Oh. The magnets don't want to play. I might have to do this old school with a bit of washi tape. Nope. Oh, yes, there we go. So let's send that back through again. So that's my windows cut out, so you can see they've cut out of that panel just nicely. Obviously I've got this here still because I want to die cut a few more shapes, so I have some lovely lipstick here. And I'm going to send that through. Did that just slip off the edge? I think it did. Nope, that's fine. Well, it did. We'll not worry about that too much. And then some Whisper White. And that one's beautifully stitched too. Okay, so move all this out of the way and then I can start putting this together. Now I've got my trimmer because I cut the perfect size piece of window sheet here ready and then lost it because it's clear and it's tiny and I can't find it. So the panel you want, and actually because this is quite close up to the edge, you need it to be 1 7/8 of an inch wide by 2 3/8 of an inch tall. So I'm cutting it now at the 11th hour. So 1 7/8 by 2 3/8 of an inch. So that is 4 by 6 centimetres. And that will fit in here. That's far too wide. 1 7/8. That's too wide. Why should it? 1 3/8. 1 3/8 I think it should be. 1 3/4. Let me measure that because I've written it down wrong. Maybe it should be 1 5/8. I've lost my ruler now. There it is. Yes, 1 5/8 wide. Oh dear. See, I had it all perfectly cut. Clearly it wasn't perfectly cut, but I need to change those measurements right now. My panel should be 1 5/8. Okay, so now that will fit perfectly inside there. Okay, so mini glue dot in each corner. And it will cover over. So there we go, so that's the window part done. Okay, let's get some adhesive down here. We can start putting it all together, finishing it off, doing a lovely little bit of stamping. I bet I've lost those 2 tiny bits of cardstock as well. So, tear and tape down there. And fold it over to close it up. So obviously we know that that is the front, so this is the back. Fold in those 2 sides and the back. And then another bit of tear and tape there. And grab your sweeties. Now I've got chocolates for this, but I've also got these lovely rock sweets that have got hearts on them, so I'm going to put those in this one. That's quite nice as well, isn't it? So those have gone in there and it just pinches closed so nicely. And I'm cheating and putting one of our lovely in colour bind clips because it's lovely lipstick. And I didn't want to put a great big bow on there because I thought it would detract from it. So That closes it, and it means you can get the sweeties out without actually having to destroy the box. Okay, mini glue dot on the back of each of those, and I'm going to have a white one down here, a red one up there, and then where's my tiny bits? There they are. 2 little panels. This one is 1.5 by 1 inch, so 4 by 2.5 centimetres, and this one's 1.25 by 3/4 of an inch, so 3.5 by 2 centimetres. And this is the stamp set meant to be, and I love this one. I love Our Life Together. There's also one called You Make Me Happy, or that says You Make Me Happy, and I wonder if that will fit. Let's have a look, shall we? Yes, that's going to fit nicely on there. So let's take off the backing, grab a block, and I'm lining it up because it's not see-through. And my lovely lipstick ink. Onto there. I stamped it upside down. That's okay because I pre-cut it. Bit of snail on the back. And look, I'm still manipulating it all upside down as well. And a couple of dimensionals on there. And that fits nicely up in this top part. Look, I can't get the blooming thing the right way around. Oh, and it's now stuck to my finger. So I've opened up the box and it's the perfect fit to nestle in there, with a border all the way round, and when you close it up, just lovely. I think that's really sweet. I might move that one up just a tiny bit. There we go. What do you think? So like I say, this one's got chocolate hearts inside, and this one's got rock sweeties. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me, and happy Valentine's Day when it comes. Speak to you very soon. Bye.